Good evening, everybody. We are again live at Rack's Pub and Grill in Williamstown. I'm Chris Lozzi. BFA Sports is proud to present the Coach's Show. It's a playoff edition with the coach, Tom Kelly. Wait for it. In your wildest dreams, this is a season unlike any other. But you're in the postseason, my friend. So why don't we start with that? What was the mood like this week, knowing that you have another game to play?
Listen, anytime you have a playoff week, it's always a little something added in the air. Shawnee was what we thought they were going to be. Coming off of that game, they were going to run the ball. We didn't stop the run. We left a lot of points on the board. I felt like we had some opportunities, and we didn't capitalize. So that's out of the way. The good thing is this week, everybody is 0-0, right? Everybody's 0-0.
Heard that before.
Everybody's 0-0.
The other thing, too, and we'll get into the playoff matchup. By the way, you get Cherokee. And the way and I got another school, thanks to Wade Inge over there who's stuffing his face, but I got another lesson on how the seedings work. So the top two are 1 seeds, then 3 and 4 are 2 seeds, and so forth and so on.
It's a snake the way it goes.
Right.
So it goes 1, 2, and then 3, 4 that way.
So
Correct.
in theory, this is a 3-6 matchup in one of the other playoff pods, if you will.
Correct. Yeah. In our bracket, Toms River North is number 1. In the other bracket, it's Lenape.
Right.
So, the thing is, you look at the bracket. We've already played the playoffs.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You've got a situation now where you don't need to be reminded that Cherokee came in here and won by 35 points. You don't need to be reminded of that. But on the good side, you know what they're going to bring.
Cherokee's Cherokee. There's those programs that have, the rich culture and the coaching staff. They're going to be ready to play no matter what. I don't care who's injured, what the situation is, they're going to be ready to play. You cannot start off minus 14 points, but giving them the 14 points,
Yep.
That fumble that Drew had was a great play by number 54, but boom, he returns it for a touchdown, a block punt in the end zone. There's another 14-0. If you look back on it, we were in that game. Drew throws that pick in the back of the end zone.
Right.
Okay. Then we had that crucial penalty when it was 3rd and long. We stopped them. It was a bonehead penalty, personal foul penalty. And then from there, kind of derailed. So we just can't make those mistakes. Enough's enough now. It's the playoffs. We got to eliminate those mistakes.
So to the average fan, each week you come up here and you say, we can't make these mistakes. But they're still happening. During the week in practice, and when you deliver these messages, what's going to get through to these kids that you got to play a clean game to advance tomorrow night?
We'll find out tomorrow. We try to put them in the best position. They play the game. They're well aware of the mistakes that we're making. If it don't click this week, right, that's it. There's no more next week.
Right.
It's that simple.
So I want to get back to last week in Shawnee, and you mentioned not stopping the run. It was a problem. I know you watched the games afterwards and you analyzed them. And on more than one occasion I've said, so-and-so, Brzezinski, whatever, hasn't been touched for 12 or 15 yards until he's deep into the secondary. Yeah. Do you have it, Coach Gordon, do you have a different game plan? Because Brian Glatz is going to do everything he can to exploit that and run the ball.
Yeah, unless you're blind, brain dead watching film, you realize, what our Achilles heel is. I talked to Coach Gordon. We met on Sunday night because we didn't know, with the playoff week they have to get seeded. So we actually ended up watching the Phillies clinch it at the field house. And then we started game planning a little bit. And I was talking to Coach Gordon. We talked about altering, what we were doing in practice a little bit. Obviously, focus on the run a lot more. Put a couple guys in different positions. Again, we'll see tomorrow night. They play the game. They're going to have to step up. The biggest thing is the D-line and the linebackers have got to play together. So there'll be times, and an average fan might not see this, but a D lineman might do their responsibility, but then the linebackers responsible for, let's say, getting over the top or scraping, whatever the case may be, they don't do it, or the linebackers do their job and the D line's getting blown back 5 yards. In order to stop the run, both of those levels have got to be together.
Well, at some point, I think you're going to consider 8 or 9 in the box here and let them beat you in the air, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if we get them to pass,
Yeah.
then it's a win on us. You want them to play to your strength. Our strength is our secondary, for sure.
So we'll get into that. We'll go a little bit about last week again against Shawnee as the season ended on Friday. So anyway, we'll come back. More of the Coaches Show here in Williamstown at Rack's Pub and Grill. We are live. We are 24 hours or less away from playoff kickoff tomorrow night here on BFA. The Huddle Club is represented next.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or out-stuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopaedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Pizza Hut wings are bigger and better than the other Pizza Guy's wings. No one outwings the Hut.
The Claridge is the best destination to stay and play on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Just steps away from the ocean, the Claridge has it all. The city's ultimate rooftop bar, wonderful restaurants, classic guest rooms with ultra-high-speed Wi-Fi, and 100,000 square feet of banquet and convention space for events and the wedding of your dreams. Book at Claridge.com for the best rates and find the best package for your stay. Discover all the Claridge has to offer.
We are back here in Williamstown, the Coaches Show, Williamstown Braves football here on BFA Sports, and we're here every week as we get ready for our upcoming game, which happens to be a playoff game. And as you can see, it's not just Coach and I. We're joined in the center, the president of the Williamstown Huddle Club. They do a great job. Tony Lantine, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Chris. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Good. Actually, we're good going into the postseason. As Coach said, you can forget the regular season. Everybody goes 0-0. What's the mood like as we get into the postseason from your perspective?
Well, we had our Huddle Club meeting last night, and we're looking forward to the playoffs. We want to make sure that this coaching staff is supported, and that's the main function of the Huddle Club. The kids have what they need to be able to go out there and perform, and so we're right there supporting the whole program.
We want to put a shout out, I guess, to Cherokee for starting the game at 6 o'clock though instead of 7 o'clock, because there's a certain, tomorrow night. No, but anyway, I digress. What's it like in your position? And you've been with this team a while, obviously, and of course your son Anthony is not just a punter; does a really nice job. What's it like now that you are serving, as far as the looking from the outside in, with what the Huddle Club does and all you've been able to accomplish?
Well, one of the things I found out, and I find out every day involved with the Huddle Club, is that I'm never, ever surprised at the amount of work that they've put in the past and the things that the Huddle Club is responsible for. Every meeting, every time there's an event, I find out more and more things that the Huddle Club has taken care of and helped in the past. You have people. Dr. Stephen Ray was a board member. He's still a member at large. You got Brian Cope, was vice president for years. He stepped back, but he's still very, very active and helps me tremendously and guides me on a lot of things. Darren Page, Lisa Inge, Irma Collins, just the recent board members. Those people are fantastic. They really helped me slide into the position, and they keep me in line too. They help me out a lot.
Somebody's got to.
Yes, and then we have Lori Noel as our vice president. We have Kim Kopachevsky is our secretary, does a fabulous job. Mindy Baker is our treasurer, and then we have again Brian and
this
and
is
Dr.
a 6-minute
Ray.
segment.
Want to give them the dues. Amy and Roger Malitsky are members at large, so we have a good core of people that are.
Because if you don't mention everybody, you're going to hear it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's so impressive. I mean, this is going to be our 4th season broadcasting Williamstown Braves football. We're thrilled to do it. It's an atmosphere unlike any other. And Brian Cope, as you mentioned, he already told us ahead of time. He warned us, this is something like you've never seen before, and he's right.
Right.
How are you keeping up that tradition when you have an influx of new parents? Are they excited to serve?
For the most part, you got to bring them on board. They're not quite sure. I remember our first year, what's the Huddle Club actually do? And I just thought, they're out there just raising money, for different projects or whatever. And then I started getting involved, and I volunteered, to help out. Doing my first project was painting the weight room. And then Coach Foose at that time took over, and next thing I know, I was doing all kinds of stuff.
Tony
so
made the big mistake of telling Coach Fuse, I'm retired.
Oh, yeah. This is a full-time gig, I can tell you.
It is.
Right now.
It is.
Those guys, Brian and Darren, it's crazy. Having jobs.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But I've always said that if I could accomplish, or our present board can accomplish 1/10 of what the previous board has accomplished, I would be very happy and proud to accomplish that, because they did so much and they led the way for us. So we're just kind of following a tradition, and we try to do some different things and add things from time to time, but it's them. It's the previous board. We owe everything to those folks.
So what are you looking forward to coming up? Golf.
Well, win.
Sandwiches.
We want to win.
No. In terms of fundraising events and all those other things, what's coming up?
We'll start off we're going to have our banquet in the first month of the year in January. So celebrate, the players. And then
I've already circled that date. I'll be there. Yep.
Good. And then we'll have we'll start off with our raffle, which is very successful. And the kids go out and they sell and sell the tickets, and as well as the coaching staff helps out. And then we'll move into the golf tournament, which is Brian Coates' specialty. I mean, he organizes that, and it's amazing to see that in action. And then we'll slide into to the Braves cards in the summer, right as before camp starts, and then we're off and running for the season.
It must have been an incredible challenge with the pandemic and coming out of that, not getting the usual funds, not getting the usual support in that regard, TV contracts and things like that. How do people reach out to you if they want to advertise Braves football?
A lot of it's word of mouth, or they just know people, or maybe their kids were in the program and they know what kind of actions we have the Huddle Club puts on. Like you don't work for cheap, Chris is not doesn't work for nothing, But so the money we raise pays for the show, and we're more than happy to be part of that. And BFA does a fabulous job, and it gives that college feel, for these kids going in, and the players are going to move forward to college. They have that idea what's going on, but it's a great experience for them, and the kids being on TV and grandmom and grandpa being able to watch them, and whatever. It's a fabulous thing for everybody. So
you had said on many occasions that the wins will come, and you guys like the direction. He's sitting right next to you. Here's your opportunity.
The wins are going to come. We've experienced a lot of changes. Everyone goes up and down. Every team. There's no, listen, as good as the Patriots are, they don't win every year, right? They're going to have downtime. We have downtime right now. Coach, it's his second year. He's still finding his way with some of the things. We got, only a second year for our offensive coordinator with Nick Seidenberg. And then you have Ronnie Gordon, his first year as defensive coordinator. A lot of young coaches, but they're energetic. They're very excited. They want to be part of that program, and they want to lead the program. So I see this program moving forward and getting back into our level of play that we've seen in the years. But every once in a while you're going to have transition period. That's it. But we're good. Braves are solid. We're solid.
30 seconds. Talk about the job he's done.
I mean, listen, Tony coming in, and like he said, look, I had to fill, and you can never fill Coach Fusatola's shoes, right? It's very similar to the guys before Tony. You know what I mean? Brian, Darren, Dr. Ray, Coach Fuse there, and the job that Tony has been able to do, getting other Huddle Club members, establishing the board himself, fundraising ideas, has taken fundraising, the raffle sales, the Braves cards, him and Mr. Malinsky went out themselves, got an additional 35 businesses for the banners and the golf signs. That's going door to door from businesses. That kind of dedication and the commitment to the program, is incredible. Without the Huddle Club, you know what I mean? It's, we're just an average program. I mean, they take it to a whole nother level. So, Tony knows I appreciate everything that he's done. The Huddle, all the Huddle Club members, old and new.
And the parents. If we didn't have the support of the parents and the community, the school district, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So the parents always come through for us.
And we appreciate that. Tony, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Tony Lantine, the president of the Williamstown Huddle Club, and we'll come back with a very, very special segment as we wrap up the Coaches Show here on BFA.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopaedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Pizza Hut wings are bigger and better than the other pizza guys' wings. No one outwings the Hut.
The Claridge is the best destination to stay and play on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Just steps away from the ocean, the Claridge has it all. The city's ultimate rooftop bar, wonderful restaurants, classic guest rooms with ultra-high-speed Wi-Fi, and 100,000 square feet of banquet and convention space for events and the wedding of your dreams. Book at Claridge.com for the best rates and find the best package for your stay. Discover all the Claridge has to offer.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, everybody. We're live at Rack's Pub and Grill in Williamstown, as we are every week, and we're going to wrap up this show tonight on a little different note, I thought, because we get you here every week. You're in the pressure cooker. I get it. But this is a lot of fun for you. I know you think that you're second fiddle, but you're not.
Why is that? Because your name's on the board out there. Coaches Show, Chris Lozzi.
You can thank Nicole for that. Nicole with a K.
Is that unbelievable? No wonder why the crowd's not here.
Exactly. We don't need anything out of you, Mr. Westcott. It's all right. My former basketball partner on BFA Sports, Steve Westcott. Anyway, I want to really talk about how this is not a professional program. I mean, you're asked to do all this stuff. How does it make you feel as a high school football coach? You have a coach's show on TV, your games are on television. You don't know when there's a camera around. Really?
But for some reason, when I lose it on the sideline, you guys find a way to film me. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Every coincidence, isn't it?
And that's what it's like.
I'm still not in Mr. DeStefano's office yet, so I guess we're
No,
okay.
you're good. No, you're good.
No, it's
You
it's
know.
it's full time. You know what I mean? It's full time. In order to do it right, following Coach Fuse around all those years, I knew, you're either all in or you're not.
Yep.
Pros and cons. It's got its pros and cons. But nights like tonight, it's a pro. For the most, sitting next to you is always a pro, Chris.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Always
to say
a
that.
pro.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, a lot of people you want to thank, I'm sure, that we didn't get a chance to mention. Team managers.
Oh, my God.
Go for it.
Abby, Sierra, who is
Outstanding
full ride.
athlete. Yeah.
All right, a full ride.
Are they here?
No. Wait, she didn't make it.
Abby, I called her Allie earlier, and I
Listen,
was so sorry. And then
Sierra, look. Here's what I want to mention. Okay, everybody talks football, D1 is that. Do you know how hard it is to get a full ride scholarship as a thrower in track and field?
Oh, I'd imagine.
I mean, how rare is that? I mean, you have got to be a special athlete to get that. And Sierra, I couldn't be happier for her and her family. She's going to go on and do great things. Tony mentioned it earlier. The parents have been outstanding. Mm-hmm. Our administration is, top notch. You met Mr. DeStefano. It starts at the top. Dr. Fickey, all the administrators, the VPs, Mr. Dean Insana, who was out on the practice field with a cane, but he was still out there walking.
He's got to put his hip into it.
He was out there. He was moving. He's getting there. He was moving. All of our sponsors, who continue to support us year in and year out. It takes a village. It takes a village to have this machine run, man.
And you are the head of that village right now. And I have to tell you that we are less than a night away. Those kids tonight, what message did you give them to go to sleep with tonight before tomorrow?
I told them, as coaches, we can draw anything up on that board. We can practice whatever we want to practice. If you come together as a team, as brothers, and play for each other, you'll make whatever we call on that field happen. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of teams out there that might not necessarily have the best coaching, but guess what? When you have that fire and that chemistry, anything's possible. You don't believe me? Look at the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
They were hot.
Next man up.
Look at the Phillies. How do you think that camaraderie is in the locker room right now? And you see what they're doing. If this team can come together, which I know they can, it doesn't matter what I call. They'll make it happen. That's what it comes down to.
So I would be remiss, though, if I didn't get into some X's and O's about this game tomorrow night.
We're going wing T.
Right.
We're going back to wing T under center.
Wow.
We're running a 52 defense.
Oh, boy.
All right. And we're going to let it happen. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We're going to try to shock Cherokee tomorrow night.
Seriously, we talked about that weakness of stopping the run. All things are out there for you, obviously. If you have to, did you talk to Coach Gordon about that? Say, listen, whatever we got to do, we're going to do, which involves maybe putting 8 up and 9 up in that box?
Yeah. We spent some time on Sunday, really looking at their top formations, what they like to run out of it. Then we scheme up to it. Put a couple players in position that who we feel could make a difference. But again, it really, at this point, if they play for each other and they play with a purpose, they'll get it done.
And you'll win to play again.
Hey, listen, that's the goal. What place, rather than Braves country, what place is better to play high school football than Cherokee?
Well, let's go.
What place is better, man, in that bowl?
Are you ready? Because we did the show the night before the game instead of the usual Tuesday slot. How anxious are you to get it going?
Listen, I'm anxious. I'm ready to go. Tuesday, I do want to mention on Tuesday, I had a banquet for Unsung Hero Award, who we easily nominated Ashton Copa, season-ending shoulder injury. What that kid has meant to the team especially to me. He's done everything I've ever asked him to do. You know, offensive guard, offensive tackle, center when he was a freshman, linebacker. Always, he just did everything the right way. He is so tough. Let me tell you. He told his father, you're not taking me out of senior night. They went and got the MRI. He didn't want to know the results. Played through the whole game. The season, his shoulder was messed up. After senior night, he got off the field, and his dad told him, torn shoulder, but you're done. Okay, crushed, obviously. When he went in for the surgery afterwards, the doctor said it was a 360-degree tear, and she could not understand how he could play through that. And he did it for weeks. And he did it for weeks. So, hats off to Ashton. I love him. They don't make him like Ashton too much anymore. Tough as nails, man. Tough as nails.
That is quite a story.
And let me tell you something. We feel the impact of him not on the field, on the offensive line, for sure.
So you've got some good news. Zach came back, gave you some minutes, and then also, of course, Mason Brown coming back. So, getting relatively healthy at the right time as well.
Yeah. Yeah, a positive note, defense, look, we know. The run game, we got to stop it, okay? Offensively, though, the offensive line last week played their best game. All right.
I would agree with that.
The offensive line played their best game. I'm pretty tough on them. It's my position. Yep. It's a great group of guys. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I was very proud of them last week. I thought they did an outstanding job against a tremendous Shawnee defensive line. Yeah. I mean, tremendous. So we have got to take that into next week because you know what our worst game was as an offensive line? The last Cherokee game was atrocious.
Yeah, but that, again, you mentioned that, though. That went downhill in the beginning, giving up the score on the turnover, and then you're right down the field, and then you throw a pick right at the goal line. So, again, and I've said it before, people open the paper one day and they see 41-6, and they say the Braves were never in that game. That's not what happened.
Now, we were there. Yeah. We were there. But it's a little different now. We got to go to Cherokee.
All right.
Okay? We've got to match their intensity and then some.
Guess what?
We got to match their intensity and then some.
We're going to be there, too.
Coffee going to make it this time?
Coffee Jones is going to be there. I have a reliable source telling me. I got a nod, yes.
Okay. Kids are asking for him. They love Wade, but they're asking for coffee now.
Wade, well done. Your career's over. Good job. Yes.
He needs to be right next to me when I yell hit squad.
Coffee Jones is back, so we're going to be on tomorrow night. 6 o'clock kickoff here on BFA Live. The coach, Tom Kelly, the entire BFA sports crew, and all of the Williamstown faithful here at Rack's Pub and Grill. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Chris Lozzi. We'll see you tomorrow night at Cherokee and a Braves win, and we'll be right here next week.
You got it.